very challenging story-wise for my writers and myself this season that Walter White was playing a 13-episode-long chess match with the world's most worthy and capable opponent.
You won't do this. You're too smart.
Thinking about Walt and Gus, you naturally think of a chess game because, especially with Gus Fring, because he's planning so many moves ahead.
We're here. Let us work. We're ready to go to work.
This was, as we called it, Bobby Fischer versus Boris Spassky in the match of the century.
We'll just pick up right where we left off.
And Walt ultimately needed to be Bobby Fischer and prevail.
That moment where Gus slits Victor's throat is key because it shakes Walt to his core. It was frightening. I think that frightens him into taking the actions that he does.
It so helps me, and especially in that 401 scene where he comes in and doesn't say a word. And he does. He takes on a persona that is anything but who he really is in real life. In fact, like a shark, there's a coating that goes over his eyes that just makes it look like you're looking in through a dead man's eye.
You'd best go with something more compact. 38 special.
Walt's plan right away is I'm just going to take him out. So he buys the gun. That's pretty much the first move. He buys the gun.
5 shots.
Yeah. Automatic has how many?
10 in the mag, 1 in the chamber.
He buys a 38 snub from this black market gun dealer called Lawson. And to me, that is Walt. It shows Walt's journey. There's this alternative morality, this alternative world, the criminal world that Walt has now embraced.
I didn't want any of this to happen.
And he goes to Mike and he tries to win over his allegiance. Walt has convinced himself that no, he's planning something else. He's playing a game that Gus isn't even playing in the beginning.
He's always the fabricator of his own problems and demise in every situation. You know, Walt is his own worst enemy.
Walt's paranoia for what he's thinking Gus is going to do, re-engages Gus into the game because Walt starts showing up at his house with a pistol.
Go home, Walt.
He's rushing into his restaurant with a gun in his pocket.
Gustavo Fring, your boss now. Please.
He's getting very erratic. And a lot of this is Walt just jazzing himself up over something that may or may not exist.
I hear you can handle yourself.
I guess.
Good night.
Fight for Jesse's Soul for me was a real changing point for Gus. That was sort of when the chess game begins in many, many ways.
Jesse, to me, was the central part of this fight, and it was who's going to win Jesse. One of Gus's play in episode 4 or 5 is to make Jesse Pinkman feel important.
Just like you wanted. The kid's a hero.
He truly feels that he is helping out Gus, and he maybe saved Mike during that time where they were gonna rob him, even though that was part of Gus's whole kind of crazy plan.
He said he sees things in people.
From Walter White's standpoint, I'm looking at it like, oh, he's driving a wedge.
He said he sees something in me.
Because I'm too much trouble where he can't really puppeteer me because of the level of intellect and how we're the cat and mouse, but he can manipulate Jesse Pinkman.
He says he sees something in you. What kind of game is he playing? Does he think you're that naive?
For me, one of the key moments in the chess game between Gus and Walt was really the moment when, which is in episode 407, when Walt persuades Jesse, yes, we have to kill this guy.
Drop the sales pitch. I'll do it.
And it's the test to see whose side Jesse really is on.
I'll kill him. First chance I get.
And in that episode, Jesse has the rice and cigarette which plays such an important role in the rest of the season.
Both of us actually use Jesse as our weapon against each other. And that was the necessary piece to the puzzle that would put us in the final battle.
Do not show your face at the laundry again. Stay away from Pinkman. Do not go near him. Ever.
I looked into this man's eyes, and then he comes back, and it's like a student saying to a teacher, screw you.
Or else you'll do what?
He finds his power, he finds his balls, and I've just told him I'm going to do all these things, and it's like you're talking back to me.
What did you say?
In that circumstance, you think that the guy with all the leverage is in charge, and he'll call the shots, and then all of a sudden it turns, and it's dumbfounding.
Or else you'll do what?
There's some level of bravado that Walt found, and, I'd already be dead if you wanted me dead, but you can't kill me.
I will kill your wife. I will kill your son. I will kill your infant daughter.
And that's the brilliance of the writing.
Every character has an Achilles heel, and Gus Fring is no different, and his Achilles heel is that he has a great, unquenchable desire for revenge against Hector Salamanca.
Now, the Salamanca name dies with you.
He's a perfect chess player. He seems so emotionless, so logical, but he can't let go.
This Achilles heel of his ultimately leads to his demise.
Where can we find Gus? Name a place. Name me one place where I could surprise him, where he won't see me coming.
How does Walt find out about T.O.? The only way that Walt is going to find out about this is through Jesse.
I am offering you an opportunity for revenge.
This one mistake he makes, born of emotion, born of a need for revenge, proves his demise. When it comes time to dispatch Hector Salamanca, Gus Fring says, I'm going to do this.
We knew as soon as we decided Gus was going to die, we were like, oh, this is the best. I mean, having him up against Walter White, it just created, it sort of made it a little easier for the writers because there was this instant drama there.
We knew in the early going that season 4 would be a year-long chess match, a game, a test of wills and a test of intellect between Walter White and Gustavo Fring, and then it would culminate with one winner and one loser.
What happened?
I won.
I won. I knock over his king and take the game. Walt is very proud of that, and he had to risk many things, including the life of a little boy.
Walt has won. He says at the end of the season, I won, so now Walt may have turned into Gus for all we know.